Okay, so just real quick, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. The numbers really come out for Brandi, I see. We're really excited to have you on, but I do have a couple quick announcements. Real quick, so Success Club, we have 6 days, you guys. I know that a lot of people are having a tough month. This is the time of year to really push extra super hard. I know a lot of people see it as a time to slow down, but what you do now is what's going to come forward in your business January, February, March. So make sure we're pushing super hard, and with 6 days left, that's plenty of time for everybody, even sitting at 0, to hit Success Club. And Core de Force, we had the sneak peek on Monday. I hope you guys tried it. I am already so sore, so I'm kind of in love with this program. A couple launch dates. So the 31st is when the challenge packs will launch for customers, and then November 1st is when the program will be available to us to purchase. And I know on Gold Diggers we're going to be doing a team-wide challenge group starting November 7th, so that's just something to remember. Also, the Team Spirit competition, if you haven't signed up yet, we're actually being on Brandi's team, so make sure you sign up, and that's November 1st through November 30th, so we get more and more of Brandi, which is awesome. And then that's all I have as far as announcements. So, obviously, we have Brandi Botts, which I'm feeling very starstruck, and seriously can't even believe that she's on our call right now. But I'm so grateful to have her here. And for those of you that are new and don't know, Brandi is actually our upline coach. So she's 3 levels above me. And she is the founder of Team TKO. She's 15-star in her first business center, 9-star in her second, 1st in her third, or 1-star in her third. She's been an elite coach for 4 years. And was top 10 in 2013 and has been the top 25 for the last 4 years. So she obviously knows what she's doing. And she's also a member of the Millionaires Club. And so for new coaches, that means that she's made $1 million and counting. I'm sure much more than that at this point, just from her Beachbody businesses alone. So in addition to that, she's a mama of 2 little boys. She's an amazing leader, an incredible role model. And I'm just going to stop rambling now and turn it over to Brandi. So take it away, girlie.
Hey, you guys. Man, there's a lot of pages on here. I've got 4 pages of people on. That's awesome. I've never seen something like that before. But anyways, all that stuff that she just said, I just want to discount all of that because that wasn't where I started. I'm sure a lot of you have heard my story before, but I'm going to kind of share just for those that are new that may not know anything about me, because, you know, you might hear Millionaires Club and 15-star and, you know, 4-time elite or whatever, and just think, you know, that's never going to happen. You know, she must have known what she was doing when she came into the business. And it was honestly the complete opposite. Like, I was hot mess express. I had health issues. I was super introverted. Is anybody introverted on this call? You're gonna raise your hand, give me a hey. Or if you're introverted, you might hide, or you might not even have your video on because you're so introverted. Because that was me. You guys might have heard, but the first call I was ever asked to speak on, just a telephone call, you know, Andrea Crowder like knocked it out of the park, and they brought me on, and I was literally like, she said everything I was going to say, so I hung up the phone and just acted like it was like a malfunction with the phone. So that's who's speaking to you tonight, somebody that was super shy, super introverted. My anxiety was through the roof. Like, literally, I could not leave my house, you guys. When I started this business, I was a hermit in my house. Like, I had terrible health issues, and I would black out in conversations. And so literally, like, I was afraid to go to the grocery store. So that's, again, who's speaking to you tonight. So I just want to let you know, like, however you start, it doesn't matter. It's what you're willing to do during those first couple of months, first couple of years in order to grow yourself. Because honestly, you know, being a CEO is scary. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about tonight is being the CEO of your own business, and not like CEO, like I'm going to preach at you guys. I don't want to preach you. I really want to encourage you, and I want to give you some things to think about in order to steer around the things that I did wrong, you know, the malfunctions that I had, the things I wish I'd have done differently. I'm going to give you 10 things that CEOs do, and then 5 things to stay away from. So that's what I'm going to dive into. But anyways, I know we have a lot of introverts, because if I'm an introvert, I know Stephanie Chico's an introvert. I know my whole dang, like, top 2 levels are introverts. Like, everybody that's a top coach on our team is an introvert. You know, we like going to events, but then we need to go back to our hotel room and like unwind and decompress and stuff like that. So I know that you guys are probably introverts as well. So I kind of wanted to give you guys some tips on, you know, how to tackle fear as an introvert, or how to tackle fear in general, especially when you're going into a new business and you're wondering what people are thinking about you and everything like that. I think there's some steps you can take in order to get past that fear, to get yourself to do what you really want to do. You know, there's so many things that you probably want to do. Maybe it's Facebook Lives. You want to impact a lot of people's lives. You want to have a team of 35,000 coaches one day, like Team TKO or something like that. You know, it starts with learning how to tackle fears and learning how to address fears and make them your friend instead of your enemy, something that holds you back. And so that's what I'm going to talk about. So, and I want to kind of share, what did I focus on, you know, starting this business. And what I try to do is, with all my anxiety and all my stress and all my fear, I tried to take the focus off myself. So like tonight, this is actually still, I get nervous and I'm like, oh my gosh, are these people going to learn anything? Am I going to sound like an idiot? You know, fear's still there, but I try to take the focus off myself and I focus on you guys, or I focus on the mission at hand, or the people that I needed to help. And so I dropped my ego. I stopped caring about what other people thought of me, and I started caring more about what I thought about myself and how I was feeling in my heart. If I was coming from a good place, then that is all that mattered. And I had to let everything else go, the fear of what other people might think of me running an MLM business, or doing live chats or doing video chats or posting selfies and things like that. I had to let all of that go. So that was the number one thing that I did. And then I focused on my mission. And I have my mission right here. Sarah Gobb had made this for me like 3 years ago. This is actually my motto. And it says, add value to others every day, help people regardless of if they can help you or not, stay consistent even when you don't want to, and give God all the glory. So this is what I stood by every single day. It wasn't about how many challenge packs that I sold. It was seriously about, how can I add value? How can I learn, you know, take the things that I've learned in my life or the books that I'm reading, and add value to other people, you know, connect with other people, help them get through things that I've been through. So that's what I focus on. So I took that focus off myself and I stopped caring about other people. Another thing that I did was I got hyper-focused and took massive action. So another thing, in order to get yourself beyond fear, or if you're like in a phase right now where you're stuck, I know these last couple of months, everything was kind of slow and people feel a little stuck. You know, how are you going to get yourself unstuck? It's by taking freaking action. The only way you're going to build that momentum is to do the fucking thing that you've been putting off doing. And I'm sorry to cuss, but do the fucking thing that you've been putting off doing. And once you do that, you know, that's going to give you that momentum that you need in order to do the next thing or help the next person. So sit down, get hyper-focused, and take those massive actions. You know, set aside an hour or 2 hours and do all the things that you've been putting off. Those Facebook Lives that you're too scared to do, rip off the Band-Aid and do it. Take the focus off you and focus on how can I help one other person. And even if I look stupid, if I helped one person, it makes it all matter, you know? So that's another thing that I focused on. And the last thing was I gave it all to God. You know, I literally just put it in his hands. Like even before every call, you know, I ask for the strength and the words to say to you guys, but I also ask for your ears to be open in order to listen, you know, and get that nugget that you need to get, because it's not so much about what I say. It's about what you receive and what you're open to receiving from me tonight, you know, or anything in your life or business. So, you know, being open to that. And there was something that I was watching a webinar the other day, and I took up this tidbit about fear. And it said, you know, you have to see your fear and then you have to acknowledge it. You got to give it a name. You have to accept that that is fear. So first you have to acknowledge it, that it's there. Because if not, it's just always going to haunt you, right? And then from there, if you accept all the outcomes, like the good or the bad, so like say you got this fear of speaking publicly, like on a webinar, or you've got this fear of doing this Facebook Live. if you see the fear, acknowledge it, that it is fear, and then you say, okay, so what if I do this and it's amazing, and accept that? What if I do this and I completely bomb it, And if you can accept that too, if you can accept the bad part about it, then that fear doesn't have any hold over you, and you can move past that. Because fear never really goes away. It never goes away, but you can rise above it and choose to press through no matter if the fear is there or not. So that's just kind of what I want to share, over tackling fears, because I think that is such a big part of this business, as an entrepreneur, and as you're going into leading other people, and as you're going into, you're in the rat race with so many other people, and you start getting comparisons and things like that, and so fear can actually hold you back. So that's why I wanted to share that with you guys. So from there, even with that fear, you've got to one day choose to step into leadership. And maybe you've been tinkering on that edge. Maybe you've been playing half in and half out, and you haven't really stepped in. So my challenge for you would be to step all the way in, to step all the way into that leadership role, and accept that you have all the tools that you need, all the skills that you need to build a freaking amazing business. I'm going to try not to say the F word again, so freaking will be good. Hopefully there's no kids on or anything, but to choose to step into that leadership role. And so that's what I want to share with you guys first. There's something like an exercise that I want you to do, and it's something that I've kind of picked up through Tony Robbins and everything like that. So, maybe you as you are, so Brooke as she is, maybe she has these fears and she can't fully step into leadership. But what I would challenge Brooke to do, or you guys to do, would be to make an alter ego, a business alter ego, and really get crystal clear with what kind of leader do you want to be? What does this leader embody? What does this leader feel on a daily basis? What does this leader want to give back? And literally create yourself an alter ego. For me, it was Brandi freaking Botts, and I would step into that alter ego when I needed to bring all that I had to the table, and I had to tackle fear. So what is your alter ego's name? Maybe it's, my higher self is Cara. I've got all these different names for the different pieces of myself. You guys will eventually maybe hear me talk about this one day, but pick an alter ego name, and really figure out what does this person feel like? How do they lead? And then literally channel that person. Each day you've got to learn to call that person. Your best self isn't just going to show up. You've got to create that best self. Like Tony Robbins talks about, Tony Robbins wasn't born. Tony Robbins was created. And so you can literally create the leader that you want to be. So create that alter ego and learn how to step into that. And you can, we learn how to create anchors. Like my anchor is when I hit my fist on my hand. And that's when I really show up in a peak state. And that's when I show up as my best self. So, I know it sounds silly, but if you do that, if you create that alter ego and you really visualize and you do this on a regular basis, you're going to learn how to channel that person or call that person when you need them to step up, when you need to get over that fear and get shit done that day. So that's a crazy tip that I have for you. Again, you have to be open to receiving it and doing that piece. But anyways, now I've got 5 things that I want to talk about, CEO traps. So if you're a CEO, these are traps of things that you don't want to do as a CEO. And then I've got 10 things that you do want to focus on doing as a CEO. So if you guys want to write these down, I'll post them. I'll give them to Brooke afterwards too if you don't want to take notes. But, what is the number one CEO trap? So I think the number one CEO trap is waiting around for your coach to train you or to hold your hand or to be there every single step of the way, to tell you every single thing to do. I think that's the number one trap as coaches, because that gives us a reason why we're not going to be successful. It gives us a reason why we could sit down and be lackadaisical or say, oh, it's not going to work. I didn't have a coach to do this for me. So it gives us an excuse to not go after our dreams. So that's the number one thing not to do is don't wait around. Take the bull by the horns and own this business. There are so many trainings on YouTube, you guys. Like, I didn't have a coach to walk me through this business. My coach signed me up and went to nursing school. And so now she earns $1,200 a week off me, and she's never coached me. But I'm very grateful that she had that money. You know, at first I was mad, but now I'm like, you know, God works all things together, and I was able to help pay for her to go to nursing school and travel around the world. So anyways, I look at it as a very good thing. But, you know, really, you know, don't wait for that coach to hold your hand. Be the leader that you need to be. Step up. There's so many tools out there. We have so many tools with TKO, with Brooke, everything you guys need. So the number 2 thing is CEOs, you know, you don't want to do this, is to care about what people think. And I already kind of mentioned that, so I'm not going to dive much into it. But, you know, other people are not going to pay your bills. Other people don't know what's going on in your heart and what your mission is. And so my thing is to not be against other people. If they backlash at me, I just see that they are on a different journey right now, and eventually they're going to learn to not, you know, be so rude to people, and I just let it go. So I don't get back at people or get angry. I know my truth, and I'm pushing forward to my truth no matter what, no matter who's on board with me or not. I've still got goals to meet. I've still got people to help. I've still got a mission to go forward with. The next thing is to not compare yourself with other people. You know, I think this is one of the biggest things that holds a lot of coaches back, is when they see a coach that signed up at the same time as them doing way better. So what I would say for you there is to just focus on growing yourself, becoming, like they say, becoming your best self. And another thing is to find the gift and inspiration in other people. So instead of looking at people as competition, you're actually blocking your success when you do that. When you success shame people, or, you know, you're kind of judging them or whatever for being more successful, or you're you know, pushing yourself down for not being as successful, you're actually blocking yourself from opening up the floodgates of success. You know, it's putting that energy blockage there. So find inspiration in people. You know, when you see somebody doing something fucking amazing, like now on Facebook, I literally will talk to myself like, go girl, like, you know, nice abs or whatever. Because if I don't do that, if I don't make a note to do that, then I find myself being a human, and I'm judging people. I'm judging myself based on those people. And honestly, the best thing for you to do is to not, if you can't get past comparison, then don't follow anybody. Make your own trail. Literally, my whole entire business, you guys, until a little bit, the last couple of months, I noticed that I started comparing myself. I just had my blinders on, and I was solely focused on me. How can I be better? How can I show up better? How can I do this better? What can I learn? What value can I give? And I was so laser focused, and I literally didn't notice any other coaches. And that's literally what I think was what got me to top 10, what kept me in the top 25, you know, for the last 4 years, was that I was so laser focused. But I did notice, you know, when I was having some health issues about 3 months ago, when you get weak, when you get tired, you fall back into bad habits. And so I started looking at what so-and-so was doing. I'm like, oh my God, I'm not a good leader. Oh my God, I'm not doing this right. And you start success shaming yourself, and it ends up holding you back. So have your freaking blinders on. Raw for everybody. There is success around there for everybody. Do not have a scarcity mindset. There's plenty of customers for you to help that are meant just for you. The people that are going to be with you, the coaches that are going to be with you are meant for you. The people that go with somebody else, you guys, I've had coaches come to me wanting to sign up and choose to sign up with one of my downline coaches. And I'm like, go girl, go do your thing. I'm so happy you found somebody you jive with, because I want people that want to be on my train, that want to work with me, that vibe with me. I don't want people that are gonna, you know, want to jump ship and go work with somebody else. I want somebody that's a lifer with me. So let those things go and be looking for your people that are your lifers. And don't worry about if somebody doesn't sign up with you or somebody doesn't buy that challenge pack from you. Thank God for the people that He is bringing into your life, you know, and keeping the ones away that don't need to be there. The next thing is, another trap is to being plugged in 24/7. So that's the quickest way to hate your business. That's the quickest way to honestly threaten your priorities in life, you know, your family, your relationships, and things like that, even your sanity, your health. If you're plugged in 24/7, running a business is very masculine, you guys, and you're all mainly women. There might be a man on here, I don't see one, but you're all women, and so business is very masculine. So if you're plugged in all the time, it's actually going to drain your energy very quickly because you have to be in a different state than what you naturally are. Most of us are naturally feminine nature, so another Tony Robbins thing. But anyways, you don't need to be plugged in 24/7. Learn how to work smart, like do massive action things. So set your timer, 1 hour. You can literally get anything in this business done in about an hour in a day. If you really get in, block all, distractions away. Don't check your Facebook notifications. Don't go scrolling Facebook like I get caught doing at like 1 a.m. in the morning or whatever. Really get in there, get done, and you shouldn't have to spend a ton of time. And then maybe later on that night, go back and follow up with messages or whatnot. But the more that you're plugged in all the time, the more that you're going to get burnout, and the more that you're going to be teaching your team how like bad success habits or whatnot, that they have to be plugged in all the time, and most people can't do that, so they feel they can't be successful. So really do not be plugged in 24/7. Learn how to set boundaries, work smarter. Don't work harder, work smarter. You can work hard while you're working smart, but that would be my tip for you, would be not to be plugged in 24/7. And the last thing is don't quit before the rewards come, because literally when it gets really hard, like right now in the winter season, when it's slow, it's so easy, like Brooke said, to just say, oh, I'll just wait till busy season. But the work that you're doing, guys, I've been doing this 4.5 years, 5 years in February. This is the time right here. This is when you're plugged in, when you're following up, even when people are not joining. This is your paycheck. This is your team growth. This is your volume growth. From January until May, that whole busy season when volume doubles, triples, quadruples, the work has to be done now. The seeds have to be planted. So if you're not doing core to force, figure out which program are you going to do? What is your niche? Because maybe core to force isn't your thing. I would encourage you to try it, and really go in for it. I mean, it's only 30 days, but if you're like me, I just had surgery. I just had my breast implants removed. I can't do any core to force. So I'm doing the reset and I'm focusing on that. I'm focused on what I can do instead of what I can't do. I can sit here and kick my feet and say, oh, I'm just not going to do anything, for the next month because I just had breast explant surgery. But no, I am working on my nutrition. I'm working on, detoxing heavy metals and candida and all this fun stuff. So, prosper where you're planted, I guess is what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm rambling here. So 10 things that CEOs do. That sounded really weird. Do. Anyways, so CEOs brand themselves. And what I mean by brand themselves is we love Beachbody. And I want you to fully love Beachbody, but I also want you to fully love yourself and know that you are your greatest brand. So I'm not Brandi Botts, the Beachbody coach. I'm Brandi Botts. I own Brandi Botts Health and Fitness and Nutrition. So that is my brand. Beachbody is a part of who I am, but it's not all that I am. And so I think it's important for people, to see that you're more than that. So you guys know this on social media, being more than that. So really focus on, that you are your greatest brand. So if somebody asks you what you do, like I don't say that I'm a Beachbody coach. I say I own my own health and fitness business, Brandi Botts Fitness and Nutrition. I partner with Beachbody, and so I do help people get healthy and fit, but I also help them create successful businesses for themselves. So learn your 10-second elevator speech or whatever on who you are, and not just say, "Oh, I'm a Beachbody coach," and kind of shrug your shoulders. Really stand with pride with who you are and what your brand is. CEOs seek to grow. So that's the number one tip, is if you're going to get people on your train and people wanting to do what you're doing, then you have to be going somewhere. You have to be growing yourself. And I really think that's what set me apart, and why people wanted to be, a part of my team, was because they saw me where I was, back when I was drinking, 5 days a week, and just half the person that I am today, and they saw me grow into a more positive person. They saw me grow into someone that wanted to help somebody. They saw me grow into someone that got results in my health and fitness and in my business. So you have to be seeking to grow. So that's what I would say, is to be reading every single day. Pick up maybe a leadership book. John Maxwell, the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, is something that I've listened to probably 10 times now. I got it on audio, and I'll listen to it in the bathtub, when I'm doing dishes, when I'm driving. Anywhere that I went, I listened to that, because I would always have a takeaway that would get me motivated to go work my business, to take that massive action, or to lead my team. So not only do you want to read, but I would encourage you, if you're wanting to take your team with you or help your customers, your potential customers, to share what you're learning. So not only do you want to read for 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day, but you want to journal. You want to journal it out. What did you take away from that? And how can you craft a post from it? How can you share that with your team? Or how can you Facebook Live it with your customers or potential customers? That would be the next thing, would be to add value to people. So always be growing, whether it's nutrition or personal growth or your faith or whatever you're interested in, be always growing. CEOs take care of their body and their health. They understand, like, if you're going to build a huge business, you've got to have energy. If you're going to have an amazing relationship with your husband, you've got to have freaking energy. You can't be dragging, you're not going to feel very sexy. So I'm here to talk about business and relationships. But anyways, you got to be present for your kids too. So proof the products work. Like, the best gift that this business gives us is that we get to take care of ourselves. Like, if anything, like, what I thought was, I would be doing these workouts and drinking the Shakeology no matter if I made $1 or not, because it absolutely changed my life. It gave me something simple to do. I don't want to go to the gym. I had too much anxiety to go to the gym. I didn't want to get dressed. I didn't want to put on makeup. So this made sense for me. So take care of yourself. Do the core de force. Be in your own test group. I saw Mindy Winder post something about this today, that she's doing her own test group. And I was like, rock on, girl. Like, literally in a test group. I was in Sandy Max 30 test group, you guys. You go hardcore. You don't slack on your nutrition. You don't slack on your workouts. You're in it like you're in a test group to get the best results possible. So that's what you want to do. If you have not done that, do that. So CEOs know their priorities and make sacrifices in the short term for victories in the long run. So what I mean by that is, you know your priorities. So are you working to be a full-time Beachbody coach and leave your full-time job to be present with your business and your kids? Knowing those priorities. So what does that mean? If you need more time for Beachbody, that ultimately means that you have to say no to other things. So you're saying no to certain things, maybe lots of TV. I see so many people like so wrapped up in so many shows, and I'm like, didn't you just complain you don't have enough money? Like, didn't you just complain, or you're asking for like a GoFundMe account? Like, I don't know. We all have 24 hours in a day, and we get to choose what we do with that. So, watching mounds and mounds of TV, like, I had to give that up because I wanted to say yes to something better. I wanted to say yes to either my business, or I wanted to say yes, if I wasn't with my business, I wanted to be with my kids, or, doing something fun with my family, So my shows went to 1 day a week. I had 1 day a week where I would get to watch my 1 to 2 shows that I would allow myself to watch, and then I would watch in season. So, if I really love Vampire Diaries, I wouldn't watch it the whole season, and then I would be sick one day, and I would watch all Vampire Diaries that day when I was sick, so I wasn't going to work anyway. Hey, baby. Hi, I'm still talking. Yeah, you can go over there. You can go sit up. Sorry, my son just came in. He's going to sit over here. So anyways, know your priorities, and, cut out the things that you need to cut out. Sorry, I'm rambling, you guys. So CEOs know that the fortune is in the follow-up. So no's doesn't mean no forever. No means not right now. So I wanted to share something with you guys. The other day I posted about a cleanse that I was doing, and I invited people to do it with me. And I had literally over 150 people say, yes, I want to do this cleanse. It's a 21-day reset. And I know it's not cheap. It's like a $200 program. So out of 150 people, guess how many people actually joined? 3. So I want to share this with you because I think people from the outside, when they saw that post, are like, oh my God, Brandi Botts has got 150 people interested in her cleanse. She just helped 150 people, but you don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. So I got 3 people, but what does that mean? That means that I have 147 people to build relationships with. That means that I'm going to follow up with those 147 people multiple times. I'm about to go share with them that, hey, my challenger just lost 8 pounds in a week. I just wanted to check on you to see if you wanted to join the next group or whatever. So knowing that the fortune's in the follow-up, you know, same thing with potential coaches. Sometimes it's just that follow-up. That's when people are ready. It takes a couple of times for people to see the opportunity. CEOs focus on building solid relationships and surrounding themselves with like-minded people. So, you know, for me, it was learning to let go of the relationships that were hindering me. So my partying relationships, or the relationships where people, you know, just had different goals in mind than me, that I had to start surrounding myself. So I would say to partner with your coaches, partner with success partners, and really just surround yourself with people that have like-minded goals. Don't go along this business alone, because it's easy as an entrepreneur to isolate yourself and do everything yourself. So make sure that you partner with people and that you're surrounding yourself with like-minded people. So even people on this call tonight, you guys, you can partner with and run challenge groups together and all that good stuff. So CEOs stay humble and know that they can learn something from anyone. So, you know, even 4.5 years in this business, I'm learning from my coaches. You know, I'm learning from my challengers. I'm learning constantly. And I'm staying humble enough to know that I don't know every single thing. So, you know, when the national coach call comes on, you've been in this business a year, know that there is one nugget there. If you seek to go and find it, there is a nugget there for you to learn and to bring back for your team. So that was number 8. Number 9 is CEOs have a game plan. So what I mean by a game plan would be, you know, to have one sheet of paper. So this would be my challenge to you, is to have one piece of paper, and I can send you guys my piece of paper, but have one piece of paper of what are you focusing on? What are your key things that you're focusing on? So what are your daily actionable to-do lists? What are your weekly actionable to-do lists? And literally have one piece of paper, laminate it, maybe have a big dry erase board like I have, but have one piece of paper so that way you constantly have something to go back to. When you're feeling like I don't know what the heck to do, you go back to this list and you go through it every single day or every single week. You're going back through it to make sure that you are staying in alignment with your game plan of who you want to be, because everybody's different in this business. You're not going to do the same things that I do. Maybe you don't have 8 hours in a day to work your business or whatever. So you need to have your little game plan. Maybe it's just 5 little things that you really want to focus on, but you've got to master those 5 things. Those things have to be every single day. They can't be something that you do one week and then you wait a week and you do it another week. It has to be consistent every single day. So have that piece of paper, have that game plan of what you need. And then also every Sunday night, you know, get in a habit of sitting down and rewriting out your goals. Don't have a piece of paper that you look at from your past goals. Go fresh from your mind of the goals that you seriously, that are on your heart to accomplish either that week or even long-term goals. So literally, you guys, I have papers and notebooks and tons of stuff around here from things that I'm writing down, because I'm constantly just reminding myself of what I truly want to happen. And I'm creating a picture, I'm creating a vision of what I want to happen. And it's crazy, but things start to manifest. The more that you focus on them, the more they start to manifest. So things will happen now. I'm like, holy crap, like I was just thinking about that. And it freaking happens, because that's just the power of manifestation, but it's also the power of belief and hyper focus on it. So every Sunday night, sit down, whether your week sucked that week or whatever, sit down, pat yourself on the back for everything you did right the week before, but then focus on, hey, where did I stumble, or where could I have been better, or how could I have been a better leader that week to my team or to my coaches or to my customers or whatever, and then get your 3 to 5 list game plan of what you're going to focus on the next week. So so much of it is just journaling it out and writing it out and then doing it, you know, taking those massive action days. And the last thing is to create that morning routine. So, like I said, create that alter ego and groom that alter ego. Step into that every single day. If you're feeling fearful that day, if you're feeling lazy that day, figure out a way to move your body, to breathe, to dance, whatever you have to do in order to get yourself into that alter ego. It's not something that's going to hit you. Energy isn't going to hit you. Motivation isn't going to hit you. You've got to create it every single day. And then really, you guys, the last thing that I wanted to end with, and it's probably the most powerful thing that I've ever learned from Tony Robbins. And I wish I would have known it way back in the day because I didn't do a good enough job about this. I didn't celebrate all the little moments. I was so focused on the goal ahead that I didn't celebrate the goal the little victories that I had. So every person that I helped, I didn't celebrate that, and I was just working to that next goal because that's how I was trained, to just take massive action and whatever happens, that I had to get my shit done or whatever. So the biggest thing that I've learned from Tony Robbins is something called beautiful state. So, yes, I'm here to help you grow your business. And yes, Brooke's here to help you grow your business. But you guys, at the end of this, if you're miserable, and stressing yourself out and you're not living in a beautiful state, if you're not enjoying the journey, because it's not really about your destination. It's not about getting to 15-star. It's who you became along the way or who you helped along the way. Those are the moments that you've got to learn how to pull out and focus on, because if not, you just become this stress ball that's always working for the next goal, and that's never truly satisfied. That's never truly joyful. It's never truly fulfilled. And so I would just challenge you to every day, even if you didn't do anything good that day, you felt like you didn't do anything good, you felt like you didn't get anything done with your business, to really sit down and pull that out, pull out what you did do amazing. Maybe it was that you were an amazing mom that day instead of showing up for your business, but learn how to live in a beautiful state and bring joy no matter your circumstances. Because if you keep waiting to be a 15-star diamond or keep waiting to be happy until you're earning $1,000 a week, you're never going to be happy and you're going to be miserable in this business. So learn how to celebrate the small things. That was the number one thing that I wish I would have done better in the beginning. But now you better believe it. I'm celebrating every single day. No, I'm not perfect. No, I'm not a perfect leader. I don't do everything perfect every day, but I find something perfect in every single day, no matter what. And that actually keeps me showing up more and more present and in a better state than it does, if I was stressed about a goal. So anyways, that's my rambling. Brooke, that's all I've got for you guys. Sorry, I was rambling for a while there.
You can ramble as long as you'd like. We love listening to you. That was awesome. I love a lot of what you said, that beautiful state thing. So I think a lot of us are probably going to focus on that. Do you have time for questions?
Yeah, lots of questions. Oh my gosh, there's 47 chat things. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, people have been wanting your points. Does anybody have any questions? You can just chime in. Unmute.
I'll ask a question.
Sure.
So,
What's up, man?
hi, how are you?
Good.
I've been loving watching your post-surgery story. I'm obsessed with it. I check in on you every day.
Here's my no boobs.
I love them.
Get it in.
You look awesome. That's so funny. No, I'm glad you're doing better.
Yeah.
So my question is, when you have so I've been a coach for 2.5 years, and I'm finding that I've had coaches that have been in the business with me from the beginning, and they're feeling frustrations because they haven't progressed as far as they thought they would by now.
Yeah.
What do you say to those people?
Well, it is hard. First, you've got to kind of relate to them at first, because we can all relate to that in some sort of way. We've all been somewhere in our life not as far along as we wanted to be or whatever. So definitely relate to them first, and then from there, get honest. Help them get honest with themselves to see, have we really consistently shown up for 90 days, all in? I'm talking balls to the wall, everything you could possibly do for 90 days. Because what I find is that there's usually a missing piece, and normally it's 1 to 2 things. It's either they are not proof the products work, So that's probably the number one thing, is that they have not been showing that their proof the products work. They have not been showing their journey. They have not been breadcrumbing or whatever. And the next thing is, have they been growing themselves, personal development wise? Because, why I say that is because when people want to join your train, they have to believe in your vision, so are they sharing their vision? Are they sharing what they want out of this business, or where they're going, no matter if whoever says no or whatever? They have to have that conviction. So I would just kind of, as a leader, learn how to pull that out. Like, let's sit down. Yes, this is not optimal, but we can sit here and cry about it or kick our feet, or we can get honest with ourselves and figure out what are the key things that we're missing here in order that we need to do. Figure out those things and say, hey, let's go all in with this for 90 days. Let's do these things that I feel like this will make your business come together. Let's do that. And if you're not seeing results then, we're actually going to have an issue. But I really find that, sometimes we just need those two course corrections. It's either they have not been proof the products work, or they're not doing their personal development and sharing that vision with people. Do you think that's the case with the people that you're thinking about?
Yeah, no, that's helpful. I was just kind of curious, like, what your take on it was. Like, I typically find that there is something missing. Like, I think that people usually know what it is. Like you said at the beginning of the call, like, there's that one thing that people just don't do, or they don't do it consistently enough. Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to hear how you.
Yeah, and I think it's just that tough love. It's from a loving place, because you know what they really are capable of and what they truly want. But sometimes we all really know. Like, I know myself what I'm failing at right now, or what I'm not doing, and I guarantee everybody on this call knows, and it weighs on your shoulders every day. And that's why I encourage you guys to write those things down and start taking massive action on them, because they're actually going to hinder you down and stress you out, and cause health issues if you don't do them and get them out. But anyways, Megan, that's what I do, is get on the phone and get honest with them and work up a game plan. Hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to focus on going hard like this, these actionable items for the next 90 days. Actually, just start with 2 weeks and get 2 weeks in, and then go the next 2 weeks and the next 2 weeks after that. Take it in bite-sized pieces and actually set smaller goals. Instead of saying in a month, let's get successful, let's, hey, this week or the next 2 weeks, let's find one person to help. One person on a challenge pack, or one coach, and just give them that simple, tiny goal. So break it down into a bite-sized goal, I would say, would really help them. So,
thank you very much.
No problem.
Does anybody
else have questions? I don't bite. So.
Anyone?
Does anybody else have anything they're struggling with?
I have a question, I guess. So, like, setting the expectations when someone starts, people will fill out their About Me form, and they'll say they want to retire, they want to quit working, they want all these things. But then, a little bit into it, they see how much work goes into it and how much, and then all of a sudden their goals kind of change.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we're wrong with the expectations up front, I guess, kind of.
Yeah, and I don't think it's necessarily you're wrong. I just think that you just have to know in this business that not everybody is going to be, a Brooke or a Brandi Botts or a Megan or whatever, But I do think expectations, and then helping them. One thing that I've learned here lately that I've really been focused on is helping them get a quick win. Whether it's a good free challenge group, or selling a bot free trial or whatever, or something like that, just trying to help them get a quick win. But at the end of the day, if you have those people, like some people come in and they want to do all those things, but then they fall off the wayside in like 3 to 4 weeks. That's what I found with a couple of people here lately. I'm like, what did I do wrong? Like, what can I do better? But honestly, sometimes you've got to let that go. Yes, you can reach out to them and say, hey, I'd love to start fresh with you. Hey, I'd love to do this with you. But if they don't take the bait, if they don't want to do it too, then you've got to keep moving forward. So that's where I say there's like an 80-20 rule. Only about 20% or less is going to actually be the people that are your lifers, or the people that grow 80% of your volume. We're just going to be those couple of people. So I think for you to just not get down on yourself, to always reach back out, to cast that hand, or hey, can we get you back into a challenge group, or hey, can we do this? But at the end of the day, they've got to be willing to take your hand anyway. So I would just say keep going on that. But always check back in. Every little thing that you can check back in on, and try to help them get quick wins, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that quick wins thing for sure.
Yeah.
Brandi, I have something. It's Lindsay.
Hey girl.
Hi, how are you? So I guess where I'm struggling is, so I've been in this business 2.5 years, and what I struggle with the most is when my coaches have hit Success Club. Like, it's no big deal. They've got it. And we all go through this. We go through that part where our warm market dries up and we are like, oh crap, it's a struggle for us to hit Success Club if we haven't been doing those vital behaviors and adding to our network and stuff. So I guess where I struggle as a leader is when so obviously if they're hitting Success Club, they know what to do. So I struggle with when they stop hitting Success Club, because obviously they're probably not doing one of the vital behaviors, and then they get down on themselves. So how to get them, so like 1 month is, okay, that's 1 month, but then they hit that 2-month mark where they haven't hit Success Club. And then it's like, oh, what am I doing wrong? I suck. This sucks. Then the doubt comes in.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're getting that at like month 2.
Right. They're like, oh gosh. And where before, when they were hitting Success Club, everything's great. This is awesome. Wonderful. That like high that you're on. And then shit gets hard and you're like, oh, this isn't meant for me, but they know what to do. And that it's hard. I guess that's where I struggle. Cause I'm like, you guys know what to do.
Yeah. You feel like a fish out of water. Like, what the freak do I do with these coaches?
Yeah. Like, you guys know what to do. Like, don't think about it too much. So
so I would just go back and when you have those times, go into a call, give them 3 things to focus on. So what do we need to do to find more people? We need to be adding people every single day, to be doing that part. So make sure that they're adding their 3 to 5 people every day. Make sure they have a whole Google document to be able to track those people and do that. So that would be the number one thing, is kind of the business funnel. I don't know if you guys heard me talk at Summit, but we have to walk through the business funnel. If we want more coaches on our team, we have to add more people to our network, and then we have to build those relationships, and we have to run free groups in order to get them into our business funnel, and then the challenge groups, and then the coaches. So get them to focus on the top part of the business funnel. We have to be bringing those people in. Another thing is what I'm trying to focus on with my new coaches. I'm test running a couple of things. For like coaches that have been in the business about 60 to 90 days, I'm trying to get them to do a like page and to run an ad for a free group, not a challenge group, not for your coach team, because that's a cold market you're running an ad to. So cold markets, you're not going to get people to join your challenge or join your team unless you're like a baller that has thousands of followers. So you focus on, hey, let's run an ad to get more people outside your network into your free group. And then you know how to transfer them from there. They know how to hit Success Club, right? We just need more people in their network. So that would be the next thing that I would challenge. Maybe just create a like page just for those Sunday night ads or whatever like that, and help them create, a simple $5 ad or something like that. And then from there, make sure those 3 people that they're adding every single day, that's the people they invite to the next month's free group. So if they don't hit Success Club, what do we need to go back and do? First off, they probably ran a free group when they first started. Do you run free groups with your new coaches, or what do you do?
Yeah, we do at least a free group once a month.
A free group, okay, when they start out. So what I would say is tell them to go back to that original free group. They have a whole list of people in that group. Follow up with those people that did not plug into the free group, the people that, didn't even make it into the free group. Go back through. You've actually got permission from those people to talk to them about health and fitness. So many times we keep going to try and find more people, but we have like 50 people that are in a free group that gave us permission that we can go and follow up with. And so that would be the next thing that I would say, is to go back and follow up with those people, give them an idea of what to say, and then have them do that. Do you think that would help?
Yeah, I think that will help. One thing, I don't have a like page. I've just ran it off my regular page. Do you think you need a like page?
I think at your level, it is a good idea.
I have one.
I think at your level, I mean, it's not necessarily for, you know, daily interaction with people. Because, you know, if you're not boosting posts on your like page, not many people are going to see it. But if you're posting content for when you do boost an ad out to maybe get more people in your free group, or hey, now I'm boosting out my free 7-day meal plan that's on an auto email. Like I have an auto email that sends out my free 7-day meal plan. Well, I capture their email. So you could do something like that, you know, on an ad and get more people's contact information. So our goal is to not knock people out when we first present the opportunity. Our goal is to have the opportunity to add more value to them, to connect with them more often, you know? So many people go in thinking, oh, I'm gonna ask this person to join my challenge. And if they say no, they're like, oh my gosh, this person's never gonna join. But really, you have to continue to add value. You still have to find some way to have interaction with them. So that's why a like page would be good for you, is to get more leads into your business. So that way you know how to build relationships, you know how to run amazing challenge groups. So that would be what a like page would be for, is to get more leads into your business.
Awesome.
I would say.
Thank you.
No problem.
Brandi, do you have a call, or is there anyone in TK who has a call on running ads on like pages, like effective ones? Because I think a lot of coaches just flush their money right down the toilet with them. They do them like all wrong.
So I have one from Josh Coates. Were you in that Josh Coates training, Megan?
Yeah, I work one-on-one with him.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. I'm here with Rachel Luna, but I like Josh too. But anyways, yeah, I believe that we have something simple that we can use. I actually am working with Steve McDonald. You know PSMU, Megan, the Practical Social Media?
Yeah.
That's where I created my blog. When I first started coaching, they had like a $15 blog thing that you could buy. You could create a blog, and it had a training or whatever. So Steve actually has a little bit of training in there about like pages. Probably what I'm gonna do, because Steve is a very, very boring. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just condense it down to a short video training to teach new coaches, because I'm doing this with my new coaches too, how to run a basic ad, you know, and what, you know, interests to pick and stuff like that. But really, I think the main thing to drill into our coach's head is, with a like page, it's not necessarily to knock people out and get them to join your team. It's to get more leads into your business, because then from there, you know how to convert them, you know? So that would be the deal maker. So I'll get that video to you from Josh, but then I'll get the one that I make to you as well.
Okay. I'm not going to talk to
you. Do you have a like page, Megan?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And I use it. And when I talk to Josh, he helps me with my ads, and sometimes
he's really good.
Yeah. So sometimes we'll set my ads together while I'm on with him. We do like a Zoom call every other week. But I then the call's over, and I'm like, how do I share this with my team? Like, I want something like tangible that I can just be like, here, watch this.
Yeah. And maybe that's your fear. Maybe that's your fear that you need to tackle. I don't know. And I'm trying to do it for you. That's my nature, is I want to do everything for everybody. But I'm like, Megan, maybe you should do this. You have Josh Coates as your number one-on-one trainer. I'll make a video about how to create an auto email system and lead system. You want to make that?
Yes. Go girls. Go girls.
No, it's amazing, you guys. Like, I've got 300 people going through an auto email that walks them through free meal plan all the way to invite them to my challenge group. And it's beautiful. It's so amazing. Yeah, I'm loving it. So I'll definitely make a video on that.
Okay. And I'll talk to Josh. I'll tell him that team-wide we need more ad training.
Like, maybe. I can reach out to Josh too, because like, you know, we're buddies as well. But I think between the two of us, maybe he could make a simple training for new coaches to focus on. Because really, it's all about the post. Like, you have to have relatability in the post. You have to have the struggles and everything like that. And instead of doing a paid opportunity, you do a free opportunity. And then you just have to know, you know, what interests to pick, and, you know, the age range and everything like that. So maybe we can get Josh to do that for us, and that'll get that off our plate.
I'm sure he would.
He has one in the Art of Recruiting that he did.
He has that Facebook ad training. Yeah, I need to watch that still. Does anybody else have any questions? I did
an ad on my like page for my Croctober group and got like 50 new emails.
Really? Yeah. So that's amazing. Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing. Like, that's really the goal. Like, even you guys as new coaches, the goal a lot of times is to get that email address, to maybe set up a free MailChimp account. You go to MailChimp.com, get a free account, and start, collecting emails. So that way you can send out a monthly newsletter. Hey, you made an awesome Facebook post or Facebook Live video or whatever. You can share that with people because not many people are getting to see your posts consistently. So now what I'm doing is I'm taking my best content and I'm sending that out in a newsletter. So that way I'm constantly engaging, adding value, making people laugh, taking people along my journey. They're getting to know me. That builds that trust or whatever. So, even as a new coach, you can start collecting those emails. If you're running those free groups, say, hey, I'd love to get your email. And I send out a newsletter once a month, like with some awesome content, free recipes, maybe a meal plan or whatever. And you get people off of Facebook. So that way you don't have to worry about Facebook algorithms. You don't have to worry about if your posts are being seen on your like page. You have control over that content. That's really what Chalene Johnson teaches, is to get people off of Facebook and be able to, create your own engagement with people. So that would be my next tip on there. But anybody else have questions? Is this too advanced? Hopefully it wasn't.
Sorry.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions for me? Good.
Anyone? All right. Well, thank you so much, Brandi. That was awesome. I know I have 10 pages of notes and can't wait to get to work.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully you took one nugget away. Just find the one nugget and master that.
Everyone go to Brandi's page and tell her how awesome she is.
No.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you later.